We are live.
Hello and welcome back to Baggies Out. It is day 2 of the Balloon Federation of America's 2024 National Championship here in wonderful Longview, Texas, hosted by the Great Texas Balloon Race. I'm Dieter.
I'm Zarek.
And so you were up on a balloon this morning. How was your flight?
It's a good flight. We had 5 tasks this morning. We had a maximum distance double drop.
Digital.
That was digital
Yes.
only. So there was 2 main scoring areas, one for the first area that we had to put a mark in, and then the second scoring area had 2 different boxes that we could put a mark into.
And where the boxes were more or less at the beginning of the string of tasks and at the end of the string of hard targets.
Yes, yeah, so the idea was do one at the very beginning, do one at the end, to wrap up the task, the flight for the morning. After doing your first mark in the box, then immediately after that was a fly-in task, which is our first hard target for the day, with a teal color baggie that you can see my teal ring on the screen. And then after that we had a hesitation waltz, which we call a hes waltz, where we got to pick which target we wanted to go to, and we had to throw a pink baggie there. We ended up going to the south target for this one, and then after the hesitation waltz was a fly-on task. With that one being in any order, we sort of shifted it around, and we actually launched a little bit further out to allow us to do the fly-on first and get that out of the way, and then we could concentrate on the remaining hesitation waltz and the remaining drop that we needed to do for the double drop.
Now, there are 2 hesitation waltzes for today, so why would the event have called 2 different hesitation waltzes?
In mornings where there's sort of multiple wind layers that we either the event directors don't necessarily don't know where it could end up going, or if they just want to provide the competitors more options so that we can sort of, pick our own adventure, then that allows the event director to do that, so that we can spread the field out a little bit more and let people choose what they want to go and do.
Yeah, I know on that first hesitation waltz, that pink baggie, all but 3 of the competitors made it to that southern hesitation waltz, that southern target, which I believe there are 50 competitors.
Yeah, so we have 54 competitors.
54, and all but 4 of them actually, I believe, threw their baggies. So it was a very congested target just overall, and there were some really good drops, really good scores. On that, we had whole bunches of groups of pilots come in and fly. Generally, in events like this, you have sort of teams that work together. All of these pilots are scored individually, but in general, there's a lot of people that take off with each other, fly kind of with each other, so you'll see them all come in at the same time to the targets, generally right nearby each other. But it was a really great day on that one target. But I believe these are clips of that first target, that fly-on.
Yeah, so right now we're looking at the fly-in. That was the first hard target for the day. Some really great throws on that one. That was a little bit harder for us to come into. We just didn't quite get the turns that we were hoping to get for that one. But it worked out a little bit better for the following task, which is this field right here.
Yeah, that was actually right here at Maud Cobb, kind of right behind the building. But here with this time lapse, you can actually see all of the maneuverability, all the steerage that the pilots had. There was many different layers down on the surface. It kept, there was a left that kept being there, then kind of going away, then it came back a little bit.
Yeah, coming into the Maud Cobb field here, it was, we watched multiple balloons kind of shift back and forth of getting left and then going back right, a little bit more left, a little bit more right. So it was a little bit, it was shifty right on the deck. So coming in from up high was a little bit of a more solid approach because you knew that there was going to be a slightly more consistent line for you to drop in on the target to get a better score there.
And there's, you could see a couple of clips of just that X peppered with all of the baggies. There was a couple that were further out in the field, but for the most part, they were pretty within the X.
Yeah, that one was definitely a pretty crowded X on for that target. The last Hesitation Waltz definitely had fewer scores for the morning. There was, let's see, we have, I think there's only about 13 or 12 measured baggies in the scoring area for that one, it looks like. So it was definitely a lot harder to get into. It was a tighter space in general. The right turn that we were sort of hoping for and saw earlier in the morning wasn't as present later on in the flight. So that prevented us from going to the northern Hes waltzes that were on the task sheet and available for us. But sort of everyone ended up going south. At one point, we were kind of hoping that we could maybe backtrack a little bit and then take the northwest direction up into the maximum distance double drop box. But that ended up, everything kind of slowed down. Some rain developed in the area, and that sort of, I think, kind of caused a lot of just collapse of all the direction that we had. And that also did ultimately end up, the officials had to cancel for safety reasons to cancel that first task of the maximum distance double drop. So then at that point, everyone was able to come down and just land safely and finish up their flights.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful morning just overall. And yeah, unfortunately that maximum distance double drop did have to be canceled, so there were only 4 scored tasks for the morning. But still, from our hard target data, so we do not have any provisional scores.
Well, they're provisional right now, nothing official.
Yes.
And the digital measurements haven't come in yet for like the fly-on task.
We don't have the provisionals for the fly-on, but we do have the provisional scores for all 3 of the hard targets. So we do have some semblance of who had a really good day today, and we can assume generally that the pilots that had that line probably put their fly-on in a good spot, hit it. That might not be the case.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 points, that could shift people around significantly. But even with that, it probably won't be a huge swing, I would expect, especially if you have, if you have a good day, which it looked like some of these people off of the hard targets, they had a pretty good day off of those. And I mean, if you're having a good day, then generally you're having a pretty good day, and I'd expect to see pretty good fly-ons from most of those folks up in the top 10 there.
Yeah,
and yeah, so in first right now, it looks like we have Nick Donner. Second is Casey Schwemmer. Third is Brandon Bloom. Fourth, Jonathan Wright, and Richard Sabin's coming up in 5th.
And these are only for the hard targets, and it's all provisional.
Yeah, so
super subject to
stuff
change.
is likely to change, and things could change also just because a digital mark from someone could be not measured correctly or something like that. So there's still plenty of time for things to change. This is all just very early in the morning.
Yeah, so those would be great for pretty much all 5 of them. Nick Donner being in first, perhaps. I'm, just directly ahead of me in this room. I'm seeing, what is that, 4 or 5 years of Nick Donner's
yeah, I know.
pennants winning the GTBR. So
yep, he has a few of them for sure.
So we'll see if he's able to keep that up for the rest of the week into the weekend, because it is only Tuesday.
Yes.
We're hoping to have many more flights after this. Here, actually, this one is Casey Schwemmer's throw on that Hesitation Waltz here at Mod Cobb. Just really nice and low. He had a really good throw this morning. But this was a really good target. I was there, got to see all of this. It was just a good day.
Let's see where. Yeah, so on that one, Casey had a measurement of 4.23 that got him 809 points right now off of the provisional results. So that's pretty good. Looking towards tomorrow, it looks like a little bit similar forecast for what we had today. So I'm hoping that we'll get another flight in and give all of the competitors more opportunity to get some more points.
And I think with that front that came in yesterday, we should be fairly in the clear for, I think, any major weather events for the rest of the week.
I hope so. It definitely looks like the whole week has cleared up significantly. So that's definitely a good thing. We'll have to double check with Brad.
Yeah. But thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow for briefing for flight number 3.
Take care.